Hello and welcome back to a new video. Really excited for this because if you take a look at this tank right behind me, it's like a jungle now. Look how the plants have grown in. It's crazy. I'll show you a before picture right now. And check this out, the plants have grown so much, but we've also got to maintain this plant growth. If we don't trim the plants, it'll become a giant bush. The water circulation will start to slow down and we don't want any stagnant water, so we gotta keep it looking neat, tidy, trim it up, let the plants grow back, trim it up again. It's a whole cycle, so today we're gonna trim this up. So I haven't taken the lid off yet, and that's because some of you were asking me how I did this sliding door thing, and I just used extra bits of the polycarbonate, this plastic board, and I attached it onto the main piece and I wedged this mesh in, so you can slide it in, slide it out, yeah, just like that. So before doing a water change and a trimming, we need to come up with a plan. We need to have like an order of things that we're gonna do. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, oh, look at that shrimp right there. It's just swimming around. But yeah, the shrimp have been doing amazing. Alright, back on topic. So, the first thing I want to do is trim all the little, well, the bigger leaves of the Hygrophila pinnatophyta. I've never really properly trimmed aquatic plants before. I've done a video in the past, like way back before, how to trim plants just using regular scissors. But now, I want to kind of like go level up, and I've been watching some videos from like Corvus Oskin. If you don't know who he is, he's got some amazing planted tanks, and yeah, I've been watching his videos like how to trim Hygrophila pinnatophyta. So that's the first thing. Trim the plants, trim the moss as well, because they are growing kind of long. They look beautiful, but they are a bit long right now. Just look at that. Then the second step is I'm gonna turn the filter off, take these pipes off, and then scrape the glass clean. Use a sponge, wipe the surface of the glass, and then use a scraper and scrape all the hard to reach spots like around the sand. And then the third step is of course the water change and refill, and yeah, that whole process. So let's make this tank look good and all trimmed up. So today I'm actually gonna be using some proper aquascaping scissors, and in the past I just used regular scissors, but I wasn't committed with aquascaping and stuff. I was just doing it for fun with Mount Anubias. I think many of you guys remember Mount Anubias. But if you get yourself proper aquascaping scissors, they actually make a difference, and just by holding it, the lightness, you hear that? It's super smooth. I love these scissors, even though I haven't used them yet. Well, I mean I have. When I was setting this tank up, I did cut some plants. I learned this from watching Felipe Oliveira's workshop video at Green Aqua. He said if you're gonna go all the way, many years of aquascaping, and you're committed, get yourself a good set of tools, because they do make the difference. Just trimming this thing is not easy at all. Getting all the mosses trimmed is really difficult. To get your hands in there and to cut all these mosses the way you want is not easy. And I remember before I set this tank up, I told myself that I wanted this tank to last a couple of years, at least more than a year, this scape. But now, after starting to trim this, I'm having second thoughts. It's really difficult to trim this tank. Maintaining it is gonna be a nightmare, so we'll see what happens in the future. So I'm done trimming. You could see that the mosses are nice and trimmed. The Hygrophila pinnatifida is shorter now. I've taken the light off because it was just getting in the way too much. And now the next step is to take these pipes, the filter pipes, off. So I just took that pipe out. It wasn't that hard. All I had to do was just lift it over the tank, put it in this bucket so I don't get water all over the place. And yeah, the pipes, the hoses is a little bit dirty. You can kind of see some algae buildup, but I'm not gonna bother cleaning that today because in the near future when I get the lily pipes, I'm also gonna get some clear hoses so it'll blend in and everything will look nicer. But of course that's gonna get algae too, so I'm gonna have to regularly clean that out and maintain it. I'm gonna have to clean it out. Alright, so this is a new look. Look at all the darkness here, and yeah, because the light is like that. But next step, I'm gonna clean the glass. Get rid of all that algae on there. So first, I'm gonna go over it with a melamine sponge, and then after that, I'm gonna get the hard to reach areas with a razor. I forgot to address this at the beginning of the video, but there's something not quite right with the stem plants in the background. It's kind of having a bald spot in one area. In this area right here, the plants are not growing as well. This side right here, let me adjust the brightness, is looking pretty nice, right? You can see it's quite nice and dense and tall. And then you come over this side, and they're also short for some reason. So I'm gonna take some of those out and replant them into there. I'm not so sure why that's happening, but I'm gonna try to fix that. But before I do that, I'm gonna lower this water level so I don't cloud the whole tank up. Alright, there we are. Really happy with everything so far. The glass is looking really nice and clean. I'm happy with everything except for the fact that trimming this tank is not easy at all. I fixed up the bald spot right there. Hopefully the plants start to grow taller. Always remember that if you have plants out of the water like this, always spray it down. This is one of my favorite spray bottles. It works super well. And look how fine the mist is. Really satisfying doing this. I can do that all day. Look at this right here. Pretty awesome behavior from the Amano shrimp. I think it's cleaning himself up. But yeah, the shrimp are looking really nice. And check this out. Just after doing a water change, one of the shrimps, what do you call that? Molted. So you can see its outer shell right there. Yeah, the shrimps do that quite often. It just means they're growing, so they're getting bigger. Right in this bucket right here are all the clippings of the Hygrophila pinnatifida. Check this out. You can see some are really nice. I think I'm gonna keep these for now and put them in my little plant holding tank outside. So let's go out and check out what's going on with that. I forgot to mention, I also trimmed up a lot of the Anubias leaves because some of them had algae growing on them. Like you can see here, there's a little bit of blackbeard algae on this guy, and all the other leaves too. They had some blackbeard algae on them, so I trimmed them up. Don't be scared to trim it up because you still will have a lot remaining. And the good thing about trimming is that trimming will promote new growth. So I'm excited to see some new leaves come out of those Anubias. This is one of my favorite nets to use for picking stuff on the water surface. It's super easy to use, and I just love this thing. I have no idea where you can get this online though. I got this one at Aqua Review, and it just works wonders. It's amazing. And here we are out in the little garage room. We've got this planted stock holding tank right here. We've got the Scrapscape challenge tank right here, looking good. It's been running for a few days now and the plants are looking good. I'm not so sure what this is though. The Vallisneria is sending out some long thing right here. If you guys know what that is, comment down below. There's another one right here, but this one, instead of going straight up, it's like spiraling. I'm not so sure what that is. So yeah, pretty interesting. Hopefully we can get some fish for this soon. And I want to move the tank to a proper stand in the future. I don't think this is a really good idea. It's solid, like it doesn't move at all. But I don't want this to be permanent. I mean, it's just a plastic container. My plans for this room in the future is to kind of make it look nicer, neaten everything up. Maybe, like, right now it's really dusty and it's not in best shape. So you can see like the windows here, we've got to clean that all off, make everything look neat, and I want to have 2 rack systems right here. If you guys know Dean from Dean's Fish Room, is that the name of Dean's Fish Room? If you watch Aquarium Co-op, you guys will know him, but he's got a beautiful fish room and I kind of want to have a part of that right here. Of course it's not going to be perfect, but I just want to try to do something similar. Maybe do a few breeding projects, keep a few planted tanks. I'm not sure, but I definitely want to try to breed these guys. These are the Saba resplendens. These fish right now are not in their best form, but when they color up, they are absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you a picture right here. So the tank, as you guys can see, is not looking really amazing, right? There's a lot of algae growing, and yeah, it just doesn't look that pleasant. So right now I'm gonna scrub some of the algae off. I'm gonna leave the algae on the back. Sometimes algae is beneficial. And I also see the honey gourami sometimes picking at it. Is he gonna pick at it now? Okay, maybe not. Oh yeah, he is picking at it. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I think the honey gouramis like pick off at it sometimes. So I'm just gonna leave that there for them. Water change is done. Planting is done as well. And feeding is done too. You can see them eating right now. I know that these plants aren't going to do as well in this tank because there's no CO2 in here. Just having lights on isn't going to help much. So having CO2, having good nutrients, good fertilizers will help a lot. Alright, I'm back here in the mini studio and I've got a little upgrade for this tank right here. This here, some of you guys were telling me to change this. You see the air stone in there? It's this green color never clog airstone. Kind of looks weird there. So I got a clear one. This is called the Unbelievable. You get that? It's kind of funny. It's a plastic clear airstone and I think it'll be much better than the green one there. Well, I think it'll look much better. I'm not sure about the performance, but for looks, I think this will be better. So let's put that on there. If you stayed until the end, then I have a little secret for you, and that is we have big projects, big things to come on this channel. And what I've been thinking is, so we've got the 60 cm tank right here, yeah? In the past, I was saying I wanted to put another 60 cm tank right there, but it's no fun if we have 2 of the same size tanks in the same room. So I think if we go for something bigger, it would be much more fun, much more enjoyable. I'd have to check if the floors can handle the weight first. I think it should be okay. This is a house, so we don't have to worry about anything below, but I still don't want to break the floor and have a hole in the floor. So I've got to check that and confirm that it's safe first. Remember, this is progress. It's slow progress, but we're making things happen here because remember a few months ago the walls in this room were not this color. They were brown color. I'll link that video in the description below if you want to watch that. But we've also got to fix these up because this is a pretty old house. You can see the damages on here. There's holes. There's holes here. Some of you say you like the artwork here, but it's really old and it's breaking apart. Look at all the stains here. It's like an over 50-year-old house, so yeah, check that out. So many of you might not like this, but I want to make this all white and make it look clean and nice, you know? I don't know, but I think we'll figure it out, and I hope you guys will stay on this journey with me. Your support means the world to me. It's amazing that I've got this support behind my back. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, hit the thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time.